Sorry, sometimes it's gonna be some joyful questions. Sometimes it's gonna be some
This is good.
pain.
No,
These are unique questions.
Yeah, these aren't
That's
the
what I
typical-
appreciate.
I feel like
This is like a therapy session.
Yeah.
Learning. All right.
cool.
How?
It's like Nardwar.
Yeah, you like Nardwar?
I felt like I was in Nardwar.
Dude, I have to say, that was the best interview.
Easily, but like, how did? What was it?
Jam.
Hi, my name's Casey. I play bass.
My name's Bo. I play guitar.
I'm Chris, and I play drums. I'm Nick, and I play guitar.
And I'm James, and I'm the vocalist.
This is Harm's Way, and you're watching the Jam interview.
Jam.
What's your story?
We were in another band. The three of us, me, Chris, and James, were in another band together. We had a singer in that band who like couldn't make it, and us three and another guy just decided to like make our own band like while we were literally waiting for the singer. And that it really just kind of snowballed from there. So we made some like fast kind of power violence-y songs and started kind of evolving as a band and touring and putting out music and kind of growing up together and a really quick 13 years later, here we are.
I mean, I guess it's not 100% that simple, but
Okay, dude.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, we started off as obviously a power violence band, like Bo said, and then we kind of progressively got a little bit more metal, I would say, over the years, and then we kind of came into our own sound. I would say right around Isolation, which was 2011, and I think we've built a little bit upon that each record, and then now we have Posthuman, and hopefully in 2020 we'll have a new record out, and hopefully it's as good as Posthuman. That's the question.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Please.
What did it feel like to have your own Harm's Way burger at Kuma's Corner?
What was the first one? 2013? Because it was after the Europe tour, the Twitching tour.
Yeah, it was around the time that Blinded came out. We got home from that tour. It stuck around until we got home and we were able to go over there and eat it. That was cool.
Yeah.
It was like it's cool to have it in our hometown, and it was almost like for like friends and family and people around Chicago, it was almost like legitimizing our band in some way. I'm pretty sure James's family went and had a family meal eating the Harm's Way burger. So it was it was a cool experience for sure.
Yeah, I know for my parents, it was. I mean, they obviously took my band seriously to some degree, but for them it was a big deal, just because it was. I think it was in the Chicago Reader as well that it was. Harm's Way had a burger out, and my family like took a big trip to the city just to get the burger, and to them it was really cool. So
They've brought it back at other locations too. They had one in the West Loop recently. They had one in Indy when we played there on the Cannibal Corpse tour, and they were nice enough to kind of treat us to that. Gave us a lovely meal, and we had it again. It's legitimately a delicious burger.
yeah, I think it's the only burger I've ever had that has fried avocado on it, which is a nice treat.
I didn't try the first go at it, but like Bo said, in Indy, we went and tried it, and they treated us really well, and it was tasty, for sure. It was cool. Yeah, shout out to Kuma's.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're
and
awesome.
Have been super supportive for years now.
Does James still refuse to cover his mouth when he sneezes, despite the attempt to convince him not to?
Well, here's the thing, you know. You know, my whole band, you know, they have this thing that I don't cover my mouth when I cough, when I sneeze. They think I'm the reason everyone gets sick. But that's just not true. You know, I am a very stubborn person, believe it or not. And I still refuse to cover my mouth for any reason, because there's a difference between an allergy sneeze and a bacterial infection sneeze. And I'm just, you know, I have allergies quite often, so I know it's not going to get everyone sick, and I'm going to take a hard stance and never cover my mouth ever again. So, but I will use a lot of antibacterial lotion, so at least my hands will be clean.
While also refusing to wash his hands after he uses the bathroom.
That's an actual blatant lie. Like, that's just an instigating lie right there. I always wash my hands, but.
This will be the interview that breaks us up immediately.
Yeah, you know.
Our last show.
That was uncalled for, man. You know.
Harm's Way originally started as a side band with the intention to create, quote, over nihilistic lyrics about hatred, stomping out frat boys, and destroying the world. What have you loved and learned about this journey thus far?
Well, I mean, I think it's safe to say as you get older, the priorities of your life and what you feel the need to write about changes. When this band started, I was 20 years old, and those were the concerns I had in my life. I obviously am still a pretty hateful person, but I try to use that in a more positive way by inspiring people or allowing people to relate to the lyrics that I write now, because a lot of the lyrics that I write are very intrapersonal, and are just about my mental health and some anxiety that I go through, some of the social issues that I have as well. And, you know, obviously, I think if anyone can look at the lyrics, you can see how they've evolved into something a lot more serious than stomping out frat boys. Even though I don't really like frat boys, so yeah, fuck them. But yeah, I mean, Frat Boy Stomp was a pretty funny song at the time, because we used to play a lot of college towns, and
you were living in DeKalb.
Yeah, living in a college town at the time, and you know, I really disliked that culture of people. So we actually, the first shirt we ever made was a spray painted shirt with a Frat Boy Stomp decal, right?
A back stencil, yeah. I still have one.
That's all it had, right?
Yeah, it was actually on the front. I put X's on the back.
Frat Boy
said
Stomp.
Frat Boy Stomp, didn't say.
Yeah, very DIY, you know. But yeah, I think it. You know, like I said, I think we've grown a lot since then. I mean, the band's been around for 13 years, and when we first started, it was definitely, I don't want to say it was childish, but definitely a lot of the lyrics were immature, and I really had no experience writing lyrics. It was just kind of different things that came to mind. So I think now it's a lot more serious, and the topics are a lot more relatable for a lot more people.
Bo, what floor did you live on when you had to kick in your AC unit to get into your apartment because you locked yourself out?
Wow. I live on the first floor. It's got to be where I live now, because we have a back alley window unit, and we kicked that in. Oh, it was right before we left for tour.
Yeah.
We were literally leaving, like, I was the last person in the van to leave. I don't remember where we were going, and I, just in the rush, locked myself out of my own apartment, and we didn't have, like, hidden keys or anything, so I had to, like, hold the window and, like, kick in the AC unit and crawl in, and I, like, cut open it was like a whole fucking thing. And but I got in, same apartment that I'm in now, so first floor. Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, I always wondered if you had to Spider-Man it or something.
No.
Right.
Quick, long story short, there was a time where, through this inside window of a courtyard that no one can get to, that it's like completely unfurnished in between all the buildings, just so that wind can pass in between these buildings, someone did do that. They Spider-Man down this pipe, kicked in my bedroom AC unit, and burglarized my apartment while we were gone. So, again, thank you for bringing that up.
Sorry, sometimes it's gonna be some joyful questions. Sometimes it's gonna be some
This is good.
pain.
No, it's good.
These are unique questions.
Yeah, these aren't
That's
the
what I
typical-
appreciate.
No,
Definitely not.
typical.
There's more to come.
How did you know about that?
You know what? I can't tell you.
Okay.
Do you still believe that Jack Nicholson is scarier than Heath Ledger as the Joker?
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dude, Jack Nicholson poisons an entire city. It's awesome. That's way scarier. Really put yourself in that world. If you were in the city,
Well, yeah, I mean,
a gas that makes everyone laugh themselves to death, and it's hidden inside cosmetic products, or two fairies that might explode.
I mean, you're not wrong from like a
Yeah.
real perspective. I mean, Jack Nicholson. Although I guess I like Jack Nicholson a lot more than Heath Ledger, but
He certainly
obviously,
looks scarier.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight was
Yeah.
legendary.
But we're not talking about the movie,
Sure.
right? Yeah. So yes, I do.
Your love for Metallica prompted you to name your cat after the band. and getting tattooed.
That's right.
Sure, right there. If you had to pick one song from the catalog to play on loop for all eternity,
Oh my God.
then what would it be?
I would imagine it's probably whatever one I've listened to the most, because that probably won't change. So it's probably one from Injustice for All, or maybe Master. But probably one. I think the most interesting song they ever made was one, and it's kind of a bummer to say that, because it's kind of like it was like the first kind of first music video hit, you know. So it's kind of a cliche. It's not too far from saying like, "Oh, I understand, man," but I just think that song's awesome.
Definitely. I think my pick would be one of the songs from Ride the Lightning. What's the slow ballad song?
Fade to Black.
Fade to Black. That's mine.
It's a great song.
And then how long did it take you to put together your costume as Dwight? For the
Oh man, that wasn't very long at all. The great thing, the great thing about that costume is the suit. I worked at an office, and my girlfriend helped me put it together. But the suit that I got, which is just like a taupe brown kind of gray, and then like a mustard, the mustard yellow shirt. I got from a thrift store. It was like $6 total, and I used it to be Dr. Steve Brule for one Halloween, Dwight Schrute for one Halloween, and the Ancient Aliens guy. They're all the same suit.
So you're a remixer.
Same guy.
Yeah.
You're a Halloween costume remixer.
All I had to do, literally all I had to do was buy a new wig each time. It was amazing. So no time at all. Thanks so
No,
much.
we know that secret now. So.
Explains the Uber
Yeah,
user pay.
it's my profile picture on Uber and Lyft. So like if I ever take one in the city, they'll always be like, "Is that you?" Which is almost more insulting, because it's like, no, I'm not the Ancient Aliens guy.
Chris, why the decision to pick the woods behind your old middle school to shoot the mind control video?
You know, it's a really funny story behind that. So it's not only my middle school, but it's also Bo's middle school. Springwood, represent Hanover Park, baby. But we were literally, it was like the day before, maybe 2 days before, and we were just like scouting like for areas that we could go to film this music video. Max Moore sent us a treatment over, and this was like when Max was like way more DIY, and just like it was he was asking us to just like go scout places because he needed to come up from Louisville to film it. So Bo and I went on a trek in the suburbs trying to find where we could shoot. We went like all over, like the county in which we grew up in. But I just when I was a kid in middle school, we used to behind like the track, there was just like this forest, this woody area that we would go hang out in after school. And I think after, I don't know, I just had this epiphany.
From the mile.
Yeah, we would do that too.
You would run around the
Right.
thing and then hide in the woods, and then when everyone was kind of finishing your mile, jump back in and finish your mile.
Unacceptable from a PE teacher here.
It just came to me. I was like, why don't we check behind Springwood? Like we used to go chill there, and I swear there's a spot. So we went back there, we scouted it out, and we learned a lot. They developed townhomes back there, and there's like the driving range, and it's kind of crazy, but there was enough space for us to make it happen. Funny enough, during the filming of the video, cops definitely were called.
But they were down, they knew.
Yeah, they're actually really cool, and they're just, cool, finish up. Pretty supportive of the arts in Hanover Park, so, yeah.
We all got ticks too that day.
The ticks were very supportive, I heard.
Which is,
Yeah.
I remember we went to the mall afterwards, and I felt something crawling on my neck, and I yanked something out of my neck, and it was a good old tick. So.
Yeah, we're all eating dinner and just finding ticks.
Shout out P.F. Chang's.
Yeah, P.F. Chang's.
Yeah.
All right, what was going through your mind as Weekend Nachos drummer Brian Laud started handing off his drum set to the crowd at the final show?
I mean, it was just, in my mind, it's Brian being Brian. You know, it wasn't
Typical.
It wasn't abnormal at all to me. I was just like, that's what Brian would do, you know, while having like a ball gag in his mouth and wearing a thong, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what you thought about his wardrobe.
Again, just Brian being Brian, you know, it kind of stopped carrying its shock value after years of seeing it. So yeah, it felt like the right thing to happen in that moment.
I was pissed because they had that orange Jägermeister banner that they would hang upside down, and it had like rainbow Weekend Nachos printed on it. And for like 8 years, I would tell them like, "That's mine when you guys are done." And it was like Brian was like, "It's yours. I promise, it's yours." And it was like a thing. And their last song finished, and before the second I looked, it was gone. Aaron, I'm sorry to bring up a banner incident, but that's what happened. So someone out there has it, and it's not me, and that I'm pissed still.
Whose idea was it to paint the faces as Kiss?
Yeah.
Or maybe James?
It was Chris, I think.
One of you guys. Yeah, I've always had a dream to dress as Kiss for Halloween. I've actually wanted to like recreate the Dynasty cover for all of us. Obviously, we're a 5-piece, so that was a little difficult to do. But
2 Paul Stanleys.
yeah. So even at the show in which we were Kiss, we had 2 Paul Stanleys. But yeah, that was totally me. Just grew up loving Kiss. It was, you know, one of my parents' first dates. So Kiss was like played in the home. So yeah, it was just kind of came full circle for me.
That's beautiful.
It's a beautiful story. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I know.
It's a love story, really.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. Yeah.
Shout out, Mom and Dad.
And then this is a question for everybody. What was it like seeing a kangaroo in person?
Let's let the kangaroo. We have our Australian representative.
We got our banner tech. Got our mate.
The ripped ones were kind of fucked up and scary,
Huge.
and the skinny ones kind of bummed me out. I don't know. It was,
Yeah.
but it was cool. It was cool to be in Australia, but
The second time we went, we were told like, oh yeah, you won't really see them all that often, but you know they're around. Actually, it was the first time we went, and we were like, okay, and we weren't expecting it. We left a show, and then you look out in the field, and it's just 6 foot tall things like jumping. And when do you ever see that at home?
it's kind of alien.
Yeah, it was very scary.
Yeah.
They're way more chill than you would expect, I think.
Yeah.
You could walk right up to them and pet them and hang out with them. And, I don't know. I thought they'd
Ironically,
be a lot
right?
more. Yeah.
There was a recent kangaroo accident in your hometown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Milwaukee.
Someone, I guess, had a pet kangaroo in Milwaukee or near Milwaukee, and they let it go, and it got hit by a car, unfortunately. But I can't believe that kangaroos are coming to America. It's unbelievable.
He must have swam over here.
Yeah. Or hopped.
It's like the
They're evolving.
Like the gator that was in Humboldt Park.
You should also ask them how was their first experience consuming kangaroo for the first time.
Frankly, it was fantastic. Aaron, what was that pub in Melbourne? Do you remember?
The Edinburgh Castle.
Edinburgh Castle in Melbourne has a delicious kangaroo steak burger.
Sounds interesting.
It was fantastic.
With a beet syrup,
Yeah, it had
right?
like beet and like some kind of aioli on it. You got to think of them like deer, and eating
Okay.
venison is
Yeah.
or eating
Is that-
elk
is that
steak
the
is like
equivalent?
yeah, they're basically big jumping deer. It's bizarre, but they were good. They're overpopulated, so whatever.
I
And,
still cried in the corner back there.
Did you have any, Casey?
I didn't. We bought some, but we never made them.
Oh, that's right.
You're right.
We bought some to grill.
We got a lot of food that day. So.
And then also, congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congrats, Chris.
Shout out my fiance.
Shout out Trisha.
Am I invited?
Yeah. How's that?
Am I invited to the wedding?
Absolutely. I mean, you're a Chicago boy. You gotta come.
Of course, yeah. Local.
All right, so James, what are some of your memorable moments working the tennis club with your dad, and why are most tennis players assholes?
Wow, that's a heated question right there. Well, I mean, what's kind of cool about the tennis club is my dad started working there as a college job, and basically became the manager. And he worked there or I guess he worked at 2 different tennis clubs, but 40 years of labor work there. And to be honest, like, you know, that was a place I really learned a good work ethic. I started working there when I was 10. And my dad and I spent a lot of time there together, which was a lot of good bonding time. We actually, you know, in the back, we had like a weight set that we used to work out between doing jobs and stuff. And that was very memorable as well. It's also part of the reason why, I don't know if anyone knows this, but I majored in meteorology for 2 years before I decided to become or to go into the teaching field. And one of the reasons is that the outdoor tennis club was always dependent on the weather. So like every single day we would like check the weather, and we saw our fair share of thunderstorms, and I became very interested in thunderstorms, and that's part of the reason. So I would say that those are a couple of the things that are important about the tennis club experience. As far as tennis players being assholes, I mean, the thing is, you know, any sport that requires you to pay, you know, $25 an hour to play, it's pretty exclusive in the sense that not everybody can play it unless you go to the public court. But yeah, they did not have my I had very limited experiences that allowed me to say anything positive about them. They yelled a lot. They complained a lot. They were rude to my dad and I, but, you know, maybe that was a bad experience. You know, it's only 40 years of doing it. Me personally, 20 years, but no, it was a cool experience. We had a lot of good times. So.
Wait, first of all, one, how do you pronounce your last name again?
It's Pligge.
Pligge. All right. Do you still go by Hammers McPligge?
I mean, we can go.
We just talked about this the other day.
I mean, so. All right. So. Long story short, that's like 3 inside jokes in one name. So, we'll start with the Hammers part. Randomly. In an interview, it was like what, Blinded era?
No, it was Isolation.
Isolation era.
Yeah.
Like some review websites started referring to me as Hammers for some reason. I assume it's because the judge tattoo I have on my leg.
Zoom in on that.
Yeah, right here. Beautiful, beautiful. So like, obviously we thought that was ridiculous, but the Pligge part, we'll go there next. We booked some flights, I believe to California,
Yeah.
and we get to the airport, and we're getting our boarding passes, and we look on the boarding pass, and it says James Pligge instead of my actual name, and I got very upset at Chris because he booked the tickets because I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to get on the flight, but obviously it was fine. The Mick in front of it, to cap off the inside joke, I used to frequent McDonald's pretty heavily, and you know, they basically.
This is the most contrived. It doesn't even make sense.
Used to.
Well,
you know, I'm trying to be a little bit healthier in my older age, you know, but so they pretty much, you know, added the Mick as, you know, as an honor to McDonald's to the Pligge, and then the combined name in general was because I didn't want my full name to be exposed, because being a teacher, I thought that it's possible that I might get in trouble or may have some negative feedback from being in harm's way. So we basically used it as a fake name and a 3-part inside joke. So there you go.
And it's still used to this day. I just read a review of Heavy Montreal where someone called you Hammers McPligge in the interview. So
yeah, I put it together and just I slapped it on our Facebook page in like the member section.
It must be where everyone goes to get.
Yeah, and then it just became commonplace in so many reviews of our band.
We've never called them Hammers. Ever?
Ever. In private, he only requires us to call him Mr. Hammers, but the rest of it's pretty arbitrary at this
Yeah, I
point.
mean, so we actually have to go back, introduce ourselves again.
Yeah, we have to start
Sorry.
over. Sorry.
It seems like you lost a lot of money from online gambling, casinos, scratch-offs.
Au contraire.
Bets on Sox, Bulls, Bears tickets. Bears games. And you even contemplated finding a girlfriend to support your gambling habits. You're still a betting man.
Sugar mom.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna get into details, but
He's fine.
I recently had a nice win. Shout out to DraftKings.
Shut up.
The Giraffe King.
Shout out NBA.
Yeah, shout out NBA.
Shout out Kevin Looney.
Yeah, Kevin Looney. He really changed my life for real.
What's his jersey number?
Number 5, I believe.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Golden State Warriors.
That's actually gonna be my next tattoo. So no, I enjoy gambling very much, mostly on NBA, but I also love fantasy football. Baseball's pretty much like throwing my money in the trash, but
As are casinos. Really.
yeah,
Wow.
and Harm's Way. I mean, let me tell you something about Harm's Way. You know, ever since we became 21. Well, even before that, when we used to go to shows, a lot of the older guys used to gamble and play CeeLo. And we basically, before we could go to the casino, we would always play CeeLo at shows. Then when we all turned 21, we obviously started to frequent the gambling establishments. And I will say on tour, one of the things that we do if we come across a casino is we always put 50 on red in honor of Floor Punch. And I have to say, we're probably 19-1.
Yeah.
We've probably won 19 times out of 20.
Shout out Floor Punch.
Yeah, shout out Floor Punch.
I think we lost in Reno. I think that's where we lost the first time we went to Reno. No, that was the first time we did it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think the first time I ever did was Reno. But yeah, 50 on red. I mean, we've always been successful. So, I mean,
all you need to know about James' gambling career is lifetime. He's very up. He's great.
yeah.
Yeah. And he's also referred to as the Draft King now.
Yeah, which is another. We have to start over again.
Mr. Hammer's the draft king.
Mr. Hammer.
Mr. Hammer's the draft king, sir.
Hammer's McDraft King.
And if any gambling tips, you can come to me. I have a private website, actually.
Harmsway13.com.
But there's three tips. Never bet on the Bulls, never bet on the White Sox, and never bet on the Bears because they'll miss a field goal.
Yeah. How disappointed were you when you bought tickets to see Kobe play?
Oh, I was very disappointed, actually. It was Christmas Day, and it was Kobe's last year, and I had never seen him play live. And my friend who has season tickets, I was like, "Yo, we have to make sure that you and I go to this game." And so we get all planned to go. I'm at my Christmas get together. It was on Christmas Day, and before we even ate, I believe, I had to leave. So I had to, visit my grandparents, visit my family, and my grandparents live like 2.5 hours from the city. So I'm speeding along. I look at the starting lineup. He's in there. I get about 30 minutes from the city, and he's a DNP. So I had to go to the Lakers game, leave my great family get together for to see a shitty Lakers team and a shitty Bulls team, and I wasn't too happy. But I never got to see Kobe. Never got to see Kobe.
Nick.
Wow.
Smallmouth.
Mama.
Happy belated birthday to you.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
30 years old.
It's all downhill, Nick.
Do you still have that Twister dress?
No, that was borrowed actually. I wore it to work on Halloween. We were allowed to dress up, so I wore it. Yeah.
What was it?
It was a Twister costume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the game.
I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah,
I would
which
suggest
got me groped a lot that day against my will. So that was forgot about that, but I remember now.
I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
From being in Wholehearted to Arms Way.
Wow.
What's your journey been like?
It's been alright. I mean, I went from I feel like being held hostage for like writing something I didn't really want to write to
Being held hostage for something you didn't want to
being held hostage for something I don't really want to wear.
By the draft.
Yeah, by the draft king, Sir Hammers. No, it's been cool. Got to do a lot of things in the last 3 years that I didn't picture myself doing. Got to see a lot of new places and work on a record that, in hindsight, I'm proud of being a part of. So, I don't know. It's been awesome, but see where it goes from here.
All right. So Big Cherry, Big Spoon. What does that mean to you? It's a place that you visited.
Oh, the Sculpture Museum in Minneapolis. It's cool. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I would like to go back. I like the Twin Cities. I think they're cool. But yeah, it's a big cherry and a big spoon.
Sounds sick.
It's art, man. It's art.
Have you ever visited Korea, or do you visit Korea often?
I never have. No. Would love to go. But yeah, never been. See, hopefully we can go as a band.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Actually, I'd like to chime in here. Nick promised to break veganism if we ever go to Korea and eat Korean barbecue. So I'm waiting for that day, big time.
I don't remember promising, but it's something I'm seriously considering. So I think if we go, I'll do it. I don't know if I'll ever be there again. I have a lot of memories growing up eating my grandma's cooking and stuff like that. So I think at least for one time in my adult life, I can make an exception to kind of feel that cultural significance of just nice family meal over there. So
We have one word for that. It's poser.
yeah.
Sell up.
All right, Casey.
So, I'm scared, Karen.
Yeah, we
Happy
have to
belated
have, we're
birthday
gonna have
to
a,
you too.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Dude, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
From contributing beats to acts like Webster X and Max Holiday, what was the Milwaukee hip hop scene like for you? And do you still make beats?
I do. They kind of make fun of me, like the beat man. I was the beat man and stuff.
He's in the beat lab.
It was a cool experience. I made a song with Webster X and it kind of got bigger just in the city, bigger than I thought it would be. And I don't know, it was like a little bump of like confidence and like making beats and stuff like that, which allowed me to pursue that and keep doing it. And kind of like, I fell into this doing kind of like production and stuff for like the band and stuff. So that's like a cool experience and like a cool, I don't know, like transition, I guess. So yeah, it was cool.
What was it like opening up for Denzel Curry?
Denzel Curry, it was fun. It was kind of like a last minute thing. Kind of didn't have a ride to the show because he was in Madison, and kind of like had to like get some like things together to go. But it was really cool because I really like Denzel Curry and got to meet him and hang out with him and stuff. So yeah, it was a good time.
Do you still draw?
I do, yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Once in a while, I guess. I feel like
This is like a therapy session.
yeah.
He's pretty sick.
I do. Once in a while, like if I'm like uninspired, like not making music or I can't make music and stuff, I'll just draw some. I used to draw like faces and portraits and stuff. This is like my first thing I did as a kid is like draw. Like I was always bored and stuff until like I found a guitar and started like making music and stuff. So it's cool. I don't do it as much as I used to, but it is fun and I still do it once in a while.
How bummed were you when you got that underage drinking ticket? And then also, I heard that your friend of yours may or may have not botched the haircut of the cop that gave you said ticket.
Oh, okay. I think I got one like 20 days before my 21st birthday. Yeah, it sucked. I was like, just give me a break, man. It's like in 20 days, you know. But where I'm from, it's like the cops don't have anything better to do, and they just kind of pick on kids. I feel like, and
where's that?
Campbellsport, Wisconsin.
Rules are rules, man.
Rules are rules, yeah. But I learned my lesson, and I didn't drink for those 20 days. I think, maybe. But yeah, I was bummed. I don't know about the haircut thing. I'm not sure. I hope she did though.
Wouldn't it be sweet if they brought back the IMT Paint app for you to turn yourself into a human jukebox?
Wow, it's gone. I still use mine.
I can't find it.
There's like
I also
other,
on, like, an
there's
Android.
other auto-tune apps that are fun as well. That have like T-Pain, like settings and stuff like that you can mess around with. But I don't know. I wish I was T-Pain.
Can we bring up one thing about Casey? So we made an Instagram about Casey's bad luck experiences, and it's called Casey's _ luck.
Casey_luck on Instagram.
And you know, he recently had some really bad luck. I sold him my car for $200, and so
yeah, in the first week I had it, the mirror was like off. There's a side mirror, and I like texted James. I'm like, "Does this usually fall off?" He's like, "No." So like the first week of having it, I just got like side swiped, and my mirror got ripped off. And then a few months later, my window got smashed in. Didn't steal anything, just broke it. Just like fucking did. Yeah, and then as of like a day before we left for tour, it got stolen completely. So.
Like 5 days ago.
Just icing
Still
on the
fresh.
cake. Yeah. So, still.
But along with that, we have expensive Nike hoodie that was purchased. That
Oh, wow, I forgot about that.
Within a day, coffee was spilled on it.
Yeah, I think within
Yeah.
like 3 hours of buying it.
A few hours maybe.
It was like a half and half. Like the top half was like bright white and the bottom half was black, and I was really happy about it. It was like $90.
And we were driving, and I looked in the rear view, and I saw him just like this.
Yeah.
Just coffee on it. What else?
I mean, I think when we got back from Europe, there was his handle was broken on one of his guitar cases.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
There was also another time his guitar case got like smashed and had like a hole in it.
Yeah, it was crushed.
That was the
Well,
first,
you
like,
know
the
what,
first
let's
week
not-
we got it.
Let's not spoil it. You got to go to the Instagram to find out.
Yeah. You know, there's plenty of.
There's lots of
I
content.
haven't updated in a while, but you know, it's
Yeah.
good. It's about to be updated.
Just take a picture of an empty parking spot.
Yeah.
If you want to savor somebody else's terrible luck, it's
I have it.
We also
Casey's
blame the
_luck.
trailer being stolen on
Yeah.
Casey's.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
it was the first time I brought my bass cab like
Oh,
to
yeah.
any show. I like had it for years. You know, I barely used it, and it was the first tour. We're like, all right, let's use it. And after the first show, it got stolen. So it's definitely my fault.
Yeah, for sure.
Not hers, for sure.
And with this interview, we need to tell you that you're out of the bed.
All right, thank you guys. That was it.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool.
How?
It's like Nardwar.
Yeah.
You like Nardwar? I felt like I was on Nardwar.
Dude, I have to say, that was the best interview.
Easily the best, but like, how did?
Jam.
Thank you for watching. Keep jamming.